Well, hello my friends. Welcome back to my channel. Furtado here, the Rebel Turner. Well, just got back from North Carolina last night, and here I am in my favorite place to be, the lake. Brought some wood from North Carolina. It was a decent sized log. I struggled to get it in my truck, but I got it here. I believe it's to be cherry. Very different from any cherry that I have turned over here. The bark is very flaky. So I'm pretty sure that it's cherry. No guarantee. But if you know what it is and if you think different, put it in the comments. Today also marks a very, very special day. I came out here. I know that I was just about to hit that mark, which I'm going to be announced. 15,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. It's all thanks to you. And all of this is way beyond my beliefs. I never, ever, for the life of me, thought that my channel would grow, that you guys would like what I'm doing. Created it for the fun of it and to show some friends, and it's amazing. Thank you very much. 15,000 subscribers, unbelievable. But without wasting a lot of time, I'm going to make this special occasion a special one by doing something that, I'm not going to be inventing the wheel, okay, but I'm going to do something that I have not seen or that I have not done. Might have done some version or some alteration of it, but not the exact thing. What I want to do is an upside down natural edge bowl. Stick around. It's mounted on the lathe, and what I got here is a nice chunk of wood. Like I said, I believe it's to be cherry, and its widest point is about 11.5 inches, and it's 4.5 inches thick. So the way this is going to work is basically, I'm going to start treating this like I'm making a natural top edge bowl, but the twist is going to come that this is not going to be the top. This will be the bottom. I'm sorry. This is not going to be the bottom. This is going to be the top, and yet I'm going to start treating it like it's a bottom. So let's get started. I think I'm going to start it off with my new Carlin Son 5/8 bowl gouge and see how that goes. Lathe is going to run about 300 RPM or so. Don't want bark flying off, but well, that I did not want. Okay, I think that this alters my plans a little bit. Unless I was to, yeah, this got a lot of moisture between the bark, so it separated it. It was one big chunk. It's right here. Before deciding on what I want to do with it, just cut it or not, I'm going to save it for a little while, and I might clean this up and actually put this piece of bark back. I hate when a piece of wood decides that it tells me what I have to make of it. When I have my own ideas what I want to make of it. I want this bark to be part of the play on this. So, but before gluing it in, I gotta clean up all this mold that has gotten in between the sapwood and this. And this is a bruise on the tree where water damage started going inside, and it created this problem. Alright, I'm going to give this a quick scrape just with a chisel, just to get rid of this dust that's in here and bring it back to its wood state so the glue can grab. Not altering the shape any, just giving it a place. And doing the same thing with the bark. And what I'll do is I'll pour some thin CA in here. I might even do it with medium CA. Yeah, I'm going to do it with medium CA. And get a bond back between the wood and this bark over here. Now the interesting point at this time will be, will it stay all the way through? Now the only drawback with medium CA is that it takes a little bit longer for it to dry up. Alright, the bottle's been here for a little bit, and they seem to have hardened up. This is what happens when I don't get to the shed for weeks and weeks at a time. So, back to the original thought and apply some thin CA to it. Well, the thin CA does dry up a lot quicker, so in a way it works to the advantage of a medium, but it has no buildup. So if the fibers aren't all making contact, there's going to be nothing there to bind it. Well, that's a first on the CA where I actually lost a good portion of this. So I'll wait about 5 minutes on this CA to pretty much grab, and I'll start up the lathe and start turning it. I've showed this many times as well. If you have a little piece, not the whole thing, but a little piece of bark, and you throw a little bit of sawdust in there, the sawdust does a good job filling up to a point that it looks like the bark. And it will also help the matter that you might have a void there. So when all said and done, without doing anything to this, this will look just like bark. Nobody, and it's not that, you know, I'm hiding it from anybody. This is not a matter of, oh my God, I broke it, so I'm going to hide it. It will become part of its own character. And, you know, so it might be obvious, but it's an obvious good repair for something that otherwise you will have to alter it. I could make a completely different bowl just because of that mishap, but I'm stubborn. And once I have something in my mind that that's the direction I want to go, yes, I let the wood dictate a little bit where it wants to be to some extent, And this will have plenty of opportunity to enhance and to show what it has to offer in the bark, in the shaping, and all that stuff. I won't alter that. But what I want is I want the bark to be on the outside of this piece. So by it not being here, then it would completely change my envision of what I see this piece being. And what I see it being is, like I said, it's an upside down natural edge bowl. So, be right back. Okay, I'm back. It's been about 5 minutes or so. So I want to take it going in towards the middle from about halfway on this. Now I also know that this bark is very flaky, but it's stiff, so it's not too worrisome. But I don't want these flakes to start flying off all over the place. Don't take any chances. Safety precautions. About halfway, start going in. So I pretty much have the top edge of this bowl of what it's going to look like. I'm not too crazy about all the decay that's between the bark and the sapwood. But anyway, this is going to turn over, but I'm going to make a tenon on this side so I can flip it over and do all the bottom. I hollow it out and then finish off the bottom again. That should be a good tenon to get the rest of this bowl. So with it flipped over, I'm ready to go in here and start giving it the shape, the bottom, and another tenon on the bottom side to finish up the piece. Well, I gotta say, sometimes we want to do something and the wood just does not want to be what we want it to be. And this is the case. The whole bark, that piece that came off, well, it has this very dark line going through here, which is just a dust that's embedded in between the wood and the bark, and literally all the bark will be separating on this, and there's nothing I can do to hold it together, because I would literally have to take it all off, clean it all off, and then put it back on. And although it's coming out in one big chunk, I could probably do that, but I'm not going to go through that. It's too much decay between the bark and the sapwood. So really what I wanted to do was a natural edge. But I think I'm going to do the same design but without the bark. I'm disappointed when stuff like that happens. Well, the piece that I glued in is on. You can see the difference that the CA makes. I took it from here to here and I can't get it out. Oh, it's got a little grub in there. That's probably the carpet that caused a lot of this. Okay, so not nearly as interesting by doing that. So I don't think I'm going to use the design that I was talking about doing for this piece, but I do want to finish this piece. So being a nice wood, so I'm just going to make a end grain bowl out of it and make this the bottom, and we'll save that for the next turning, which will be done during this session. So let me get started over here. I'm going to start rounding this off and take this down on the back side a little bit. Well, I like the coloring of what's going on over here, but this is a real shame that I got all this black bleeding in all over the place. Almost makes it look dirty, and I don't like that. So to make it look better, you have to either emphasize it or you put up with it. Now I could literally paint this, which I think would look really good, and clean up back inside the edge, and I actually am leaning in that direction, spraying this whole area black over here, or I can torch it. Now with torching, you probably have seen the latest that I did with the golden trumpet, and that worked amazing. This is not going to get the same effect, but I'm going to torch up the outside and blend that black in. Takes a little while. Go slow. Do not rush it. Don't keep the torch in one spot. Travel it nice and lightly back and forth. Now as it starts going to the second pass, it starts already taking color. Well, I thought I started recording this, but this is going to be a potpourri box, lidded. So I'm putting some scent holes. And I started off by going on every third, skipping 3 of those lines. And now I'm just going in between. I actually like these two splits. That was caused by the intense heat of rapid heat from wet wood to dry it up really quick. So it really, I heard it actually snapping, crackling. So, but that worked out fine. If it had another one here, that would have been fine as well. But they are still in lineup, a good lineup. And it just worked out well. And then the torching thinned it out in between, feathering it out so it doesn't look like a break at this point. It looks like a stress mark more than it does a crack, if that makes any sense. Anyway, at this point, this is ready to be reversed as soon as it dries up. But I'm going to be making a lid for this, and it's going to be just rounded on the inside to contour this and come up into just a concave. Maybe I'll put a little ball at the very end. We'll see on that. So I'm going to make the part that fits into the bowl. I don't have much extra here, so I have to really take off as little as possible and basically just round it up. Real quick lid that I think will complement the piece, and it's just a slip in, and I believe this lid might be a piece of Seagrape from way back in the day when I did the Seagrape place. But it's not overwhelming. It's not a pop. We're not looking for a pop, anything like that. It was something easy. Put potpourri in it. Close it up. And there it is. A large potpourri box. One last thing to do. And that doesn't bother me. Will be to remove the base on this and finish it off. Well, here it is. Something completely different from what I was going to be starting. It just tells you, you only get what the wood wants you to get. This particular case, I was looking for something, and the wood said, no way. So, came up with this Potpourri box lid, and it's just a loose fit in there, but it will work. The torching of the outside, I really did not like the wood because of what it was presenting, and this is an indication of what it was showing up. It was showing up these kind of dark spots, random, which made it almost like dirty wood. And I really did not want that showing up on the outside. That area was isolated to the outside edge. So by torching it and maintaining some of the wood grain showing through the veins, going from dark and feathering it in, I think it added a nice touch. Is it one of those pieces that a wow factor? Far from it. But it is a piece that will go along with some of the other displays. And it's got a good smell to it from the cherry. This one has no smell. That was the Seagrape. And with some potpourri in there, I think it will look nice and function nice for a display piece. Let me know what you think. Again, thank you guys. 15K could not have happened without you. And that happens by you sharing and commenting and letting your friends know that sometimes the rebel does some crazy stuff, and sometimes he does some decent stuff. Take care. We'll see you very soon, hopefully.